Hello, my crafty friends. This is Diane, and I am going to spend the day today cleaning up my craft room, or at least getting a start on it. It seems like we just do that over and over and over, but creative processes are messy. So right now, my room is in a state of creative chaos. So anyway, I have this stack of books that I need to put away, and I thought, well, maybe you would like to see them before I put them away, because these are recent acquisitions. I was pretty excited about a library book sale that was going to be happening this past weekend in a neighboring town. And I went after work, and I was pretty disappointed. It was very sparse. There were tables set up in this little room and very few books on the tables. But I did find some children's books and a couple of other items, so I'll just share them with you. These are all vintage, excuse me, children's books. This one I thought was so sweet. It's called Bears Are Sleeping, and it's actually a song. It's in pretty rough shape. But I thought this would be so sweet in a woodlands journal. Copyright 1960, illustrations 1967. So this must have been published in 1967. But it's just a little song. I just played those notes on my piano. Somebody wrote the notes above it, but they're not the notes that are here. That's middle C, and it says G. So I don't know what those notes are for. Maybe it's to make a chord. I don't know. But anyway, I don't know if I'll erase them. I think they're in pencil. Maybe I'll leave them. But look at the bear hibernating and the deer sleeping. And look at that owl. When I saw that page, I knew I was going to buy this book. It's just so sweet. So wouldn't that make some great additions to a woodlands book? This one I think I'll keep because I love Dr. Seuss. And this one is actually, I thought it was older because it looks old, but it's 1970. But I probably already have this book, but I liked the way this edition looked. The thickness of this book just reminds me of books that I had in school, the kind you got at the library in school. It might be a school library edition with this kind of a book cover, but it's from the Chemung Elementary School. So I'll probably just keep that one. Then we have The Pet Parade, Rand McNally publisher. It was $1 back in the day, and I paid $1 for it. They charged $1 for all the hardcover books, even the kids' books. Usually at book sales, the kids' books are 50 cents, but look at those illustrations. This one is Roman numerals. But it is very sweet. Look at these illustrations. So, I love the bunny. Ooh, I don't like the spiders. Oh, there goes my phone. Somebody else can have that page. And then I just want to tap on that phone so it doesn't notify me again. This is a book illustrated by Eloise Wilkins, and I did have this book in a larger, like a giant golden book version, an older version. This one is 1958, but the one I had, I believe, could have been from the 40s. It was very old, but I like this one because the illustrations are smaller and a little more manageable. It's still a good sized book, but it's got some wonderful illustrations in it because it's Eloise Wilkins. And then I'm also a fan of Norman Rockwell, and this is a Norman Rockwell counting book, which I thought was really cute. So I'll just use some of these pages. Let me see the date on this one. 1977. But this one has 9 fishing poles and 10 toes, So there's just things for kids to count on every page. 15 fingers. So this is fun. 20 people. So I'll have fun with that. And then the other things I found besides the children's books were, they had a box of old newspapers that were free. And I found these two. The rest of them were just, I don't know, from the 70s on up. Maybe older than that too. But this one was 1881, and it's a supplement to the Elmira Gazette. And this one, they're both 1881, July and October. And they have these wonderful engravings. There was some text on the back, which I didn't even pay attention to yet. I don't know what the text is about, but look at that. And this one. I just acquired Mrs. Cog's, I think it's a stormy weather set. So I'm going to use, I scanned this into my computer and printed out some copies of that. So I'll definitely be using that. I'm going to play around with that image. Some more on this one. Oh. And they just fell apart. They were connected. I think they opened up into a 4-sheet spread, but it fell apart. But that's okay, because I just want to scan the images in. A friend that I was there with said they'd be wonderful in frames, so I offered him some of them. But like I said, he wants this one. So I don't know if he's going to take me up on the offer or not, but they're just wonderful images. And then the other thing I found was a big box of vintage postcards that were 10 cents each. Normally you would, at a flea market or something, you would find vintage postcards for $1 each. So I have more than this because I picked out 90. And I'm not sure where the other stack is. I started sorting them into piles, but hopefully I'll find them when I clean my room today. But anyway, I think this is the stack of cards that I want to keep for myself. Well, I took all the Niagara Falls ones that they had, and I will be using them in other journals or sharing them with people, but I do want to keep some for myself because I love Niagara Falls, and my husband and I were there a few times. Took the kids there once. There's an interesting one. Look at these. I'm not sure that they're all that. I don't know why they're purple, but they have glitter on them and they're embossed. And they're just so interesting and different. This says Horseshoe Falls, Niagara, and this one says Cave of the Winds, Niagara Falls. So I'm going to keep these. But there's some are local. This is Watkins Glen, which is part of the Finger Lakes, which you'll hear me mention when you see one of the books that I'm going to show you. So we've gone to Watkins Glen many times. There's it's on Seneca Lake in New York. Buffalo, my daughter, my sister and I are going to Buffalo the end of April to see Phantom of the Opera. So I picked up a couple of Buffalo cards. And the Adirondacks and some other places. There's another Watkins Glen, Buffalo. So those mean something to me. So I set them aside, and I may part with some at some point, but then these are there's some from New York City. This is Mashopin, Pennsylvania, Williamsport, Pennsylvania. I want to keep them all. Bucknell University in I think it's in Corning. There were a lot from Cornell University in Corning. So maybe Bucknell's not in Corning, I'm not sure. But anyway, there were cards from Europe, and I have some of those too, Italy and places like that. So, like I said, I picked up 90 of those cards. I don't know if I showed these books that I got at the antique store. I've had them for a little while now. I pay a little more for the antique store books, so they have to be really special, but I did pick up the Bobbsey Twins at home. Look at that beautiful illustration. And this is 1916, and it is coming apart a little bit, but it's so pretty. This one is going to be a book for myself because I fell in love with this cover. There's something about it that just, the corners, the florals, it's just beautiful. The fleur-de-lis, just the colors. And so, let me see how old this is. 1890. It looks like it's a book of poetry. And the pages are kind of shiny. But I just love that. So that's mine. And then I had bought a set of Riley poem books at the flea market that ended up being $2 per book. There were 4 books. And they were green. Well, I found this one, and they were in good shape. But this one is just completely falling apart. And it's red. And I love it. So I think I'm going to save this one. This one costs more than $2, though, even though it's falling apart, because I found it at an antique store. I think I paid $5 for it. It's either 4 or 5, but I'm going to use that for a Valentine journal. So I'll hang on to that for a while. And another book I want to show you is one that my brother found and bought for me, which I thought was really sweet. It's not anything that he normally does, but Making Handmade Books. I don't know where he saw it. He did not explain. He just said he bought it for me. So this is going to be fun to read through all different binding methods, and maybe I'll be trying them out and showing them to you. But I just thought that was really fun. And then my library in my town has a book sale all the time, and right now they're doing it for $1 a bag. So I think this is probably 2 trips worth. So I paid $2 for all of these books. Pardon me bumping the camera. This is a book about the Finger Lakes, which I just mentioned because of the Watkins Glen postcards. So in my area, it's in New York, but it's about an hour away to get to the first lake, are a set of Finger Lakes called the Finger Lakes region in New York, and they grow wonderful grapes and make wine, and it's a very popular destination with all the lakes and winery tours and stuff. So this is just a picture book from the Finger Lakes area. So I will probably be keeping this book. I'm not going to take this one apart. This one I already took apart. It was called Life on the Refrigerator Door, and it was just well, I have the book block right here. My daughter-in-law read it, so then I took it apart. It's just notes that were left on the refrigerator door. She read it in a day, but I wanted it for this beautiful white cover. I don't know what I'll do with it, how I'll decorate it, but I just loved that pure white cover, and there's some lovely texture on it. So that's what I got that book for. This one is called Christmas Curiosities. Look at that. And I thought that would be fun to cut up and use in a Christmas journal, or 5 or 6 or 10. There's a lot of pictures in here. But it's Curiosities, so some of the pictures are weird. There's a female Santa. Look at that. It's kind of freaky. But I figured some of them would be fun. Santa being pulled in a sleigh by a couple of girls. And there's an Uncle Sam Santa. So I'll have to take a closer look at that. This one is really, oh, actually, some of these books I got, okay, so I paid $1. I mixed up 2 stacks of books. The ones that have these stickers came from the Salvation Army. So I paid 49 cents for this book. So then I paid $1 for the library books because that was only a 1 trip, 1 bag. So anyway, this was 49 cents. Look at that image. That's what I bought it for, that image. And it's called How Our World Came to Be. And it's got very interesting pictures that I can use in collages. I'm pretty excited about that. And I just love that cover. So that'll be a journal. Another 49-cent book, Research Adventures for Young Scientists. I'm not sure if I would actually use the cover. I might. It's one of those really heavy sturdy books like that Dr. Seuss book. And it's dirty, I'd have to clean it up. And it's 1964. But again, the illustrations were cool. So these will be fun pages in journals. This was also at the Salvation Army, 99 cents, Cutco cookbook, World's Finest Cutlery. I love that picture. This is going to be a junk journal, and I think of Gina from the Rebookery. I think this is going to be one of her style cookbooks. Even though it's a little smaller than what she normally does, it's still going to be a great little book. It's about 5.5 by 8.5. I love this book. Great illustrations. I love it. I love it. 99 cents for this one called Time and Clocks. I love that binding, but it's a narrow binding. I might just make a bookmark out of that. And there's nothing on the front, which if this was on the front, that would be awesome. It's from Elmira College, and it's 1970. But again, I got it for, look at that. These wonderful illustrations. These are so great. These are going to be so good in collages. I am a part of Vintage Glue Books and Pages Facebook group, and she gives us collage challenges, which I am way behind on. I used to keep up with them really well, but I'm way behind on them because I've been so busy with journals. But I'm going to play catch up. I'm hoping to do some catch up this week, and I think those illustrations will just be great in those collages. 29 cents for Our Food, Where It Comes From. It's a little paperback booklet, but look at those fun illustrations. It's from 1959. 29 cents. It's a great little book. I picked this up, I don't know why. It's the French phrase book and dictionary. This was 29 cents also. I don't know what I'll do with it, but I took French class in school. I don't remember much of it, but I loved French class. I loved speaking it. I liked reading it out loud. I don't know how good I was at it, but I love language. So anyway, I got that. This one was 99 cents. Architects of Aviation. And again, a lovely illustration. I don't think I got this for anything on the inside, because it's just black and white photographs, which I could probably use, and I probably will. But I think I got it because of that really cool cover. I got this one for the cover. It's another one of those sturdy, really thick school books from Tioga Middle School, Island of the Blue Dolphins. I just thought that was an interesting cover, and look at the back. So pretty. This one might end up being in one of my, I don't think there's any pictures in this one, so I just got it for the cover. But the pages are nice. This will make good pockets and things. This might end up being in one of my journal kits that I want to put together. 49 cents for Dairy Lee Dairy Recipes. Just recipes, no pictures, but I thought it was fun. And 49 cents for this one, Italian Recipes. Trying to see a date, 1967. It's got coupons. These are cool, and I'm going to use these in journals. Look at them. I think that's the main reason I bought that one, because I saw those coupons and thought they were really neat. Also, the advertisements are neat. Yeah, there's lots of coupons in here. So this is fun. Whoops, sorry. Now, I think the rest were from the library. Oh, nope, one more from Salvation Army. This was 19 cents. Ideals Christmas. So again, Christmas journal. So I got a good start for next Christmas. Home landscaping. This was from the library, so this was part of the dollar batch. So it's just got wonderful garden pictures, beautiful, vibrant pictures, and I love the sketches. And another gardening book, Perennials. More sketches. For some reason I like paintings and sketches. You know, this is, I don't know, this might be colored pencil rather than a painting, but I like hand-drawn things more than these. Just because they're more artistic looking, I guess, in a journal. So there's lots of sketches in this that I can use in journals. I don't know if I'll use this one with bugs eating the plants up. As you can tell, I'm not a fan of bugs. Don't like them. I'm sorry for you bug lovers, but I don't. And then one more book, and it's called Record Book. I think I might have to use this book, the book cover, for something. Let me see how tall it is. 12 inches tall by 7. And I think I used a book pretty much this size to make a big Halloween book because of, it was black, and I forgot, Book of Secrets it was called. And so I thought that was great for Halloween. But this might make a good Christmas book. Pretty big, but might be fun. But I bought it because it's an account book and it is blank. It's just blank pages, but they're nice quality pages. So obviously I'm going to take it apart, probably copy dye some of the pages. There is no date on it, but it's put out by the Woolworth Company. So it is vintage. I don't know how old, maybe from the 80s from the looks of it. So that's it for the books. I also wanted to show you that I recently, finally, got this. I've tried for a long time to order this from Stamp Francisco online, and I don't know, there's just something about that website that I just couldn't hack. And, well, not hack as in the way of computers. I could not break through and get it ordered. The order just would not go through. And this time it finally did. I think I had to click on something, just saying yes to something. I can't remember now. And then it went through. So anyway, I got that. And while I was on that website, I got this. I got just, I didn't put it on a foam wood block, so I stamped it so you can see what it is. It's called the Snail, but it is a floor plan laid out like a snail. Isn't that cool? Looks like a nautilus shell to me. But I love that design, so I picked that up. And I didn't even put this on the clear block. I just stamped it just with my hand, and it stamped pretty good. So there's a Tiffany & Company one stamped. And I have an excess of shipping tags, so I just started stamping some tags just for fun. I distress inked around the edge of that one. So, and I love it, love it, love it, love it. Okay, so that's all I have to show you today. Now I've got to get to work cleaning. So I hope you enjoyed seeing my books with me. I always love to see the books that other people pick up. So you have a wonderful day, and I'll be back soon. Bye-bye.